Hi, I'm Joe. I'm here to talk about some exciting IoT news here we've been watching in Davra over the last month. First of all, huge congratulations to Decawave, an Irish company here, who've just been acquired by Qorvo for an estimated $400 million. Decawave are pioneers of the IR UWB technology, it's ultra-wideband, and their CTO, Michael McLaughlin, actually was part of the team of engineers that defined that standard all the way back in 2003. The technology didn't really take off the way people thought it was going to for a long time. However, last year, Apple put a UWB processor into the iPhone 11. So that has changed things quite a lot, and people expect now that UWB is going to get that hockey stick growth that everyone had expected. And in fairness, Decawave all along have been saying UWB is going to be as common in devices as Wi-Fi, as Bluetooth, and as GPS. So what is UWB? Well, it's a standard that defines centimeter level location accuracy, indoors or outdoors. Really low power, low latency, up to 27 megabits per second data speed, and it's coupled with a really robust security layer, so that it can't be spoofed through relay attacks, for example. So why did Qorvo buy Decawave? Qorvo are a supplier to Apple. 1/3 of their revenues come from Apple. So I would expect that UWB is going to play a big part in that relationship that Qorvo have with Apple, as they look to exploit that technology, and in not only in mobile but also in automotive and in IoT. So what's the use case for UWB? Well, there's plenty of use cases. One that's been talked about the most is probably keyless entry to cars. So UWB can measure the relative distance between two objects at a level of accuracy that no other wireless technology can match. This, combined with highly secure unique identifiers, means that they create kind of a secure bubble between two objects that are trying to communicate with each other, like, for example, a key and a car and its keys. So if for example the objects move more than a predetermined distance away from each other, communication cannot take place. And in fact, Decawave have actually already trialed this use case with Jaguar. So if you start to think about maybe the possibility of opening your vehicle with your iPhone, things start to make sense. And this use case can actually be extended on well beyond. I mean, it could be any door lock. Door locks in general could be opened using this technology. It's been talked about for turn-by-turn navigation indoors, and there's tons of possibilities. So, well done again, Decawave. At Davra here, we're really looking forward to all the use cases that are going to be enabled by having this technology out there in all these devices. So the second story that we have this month is big news for Davra. We have kicked off our lecture series in MIT. We have a really strong ties with MIT, and just this month we kicked off the series. So Jason Ruan, one of our AI experts, actually went over as a guest lecturer and led a class on AI. So first of all, he covered off a number of use cases that we do here at Davra. He talked about how we predict that a dam is going to be breached, how we predict that a senior is potentially going to have a fall, how we predict that a manufacturing line will go down. In addition to these use cases, he also led the class on a hands-on live lab where they actually developed and trained 3 AI models on the Davra platform. First of all, he trained them on how to classify industrial assets from images into one of 10 types of assets. He then trained them on a model which compared the performance of a neural network versus logistic regression to correlate the miles per gallon of a vehicle to the weight of the vehicle, the number of cylinders, the engine size, things like that. And actually the neural network performed better than the logistical regression. And the third model was a neural network that identified handwritten digits. So Jason's going to be going back later in the semester to continue the series, and we're really excited to continue this great relationship that we have with MIT and this excellent series. And I guess it's one of the benefits of going to MIT that you get to see and hear what's happening on the bleeding edge of AI from companies like Davra. And I think here's going to be a photo of Jason lecturing in MIT. Well, they're telling me it's going to go here. The last story then is a big announcement this month from ARM. ARM have launched the Cortex-M55 processor, which claims to speed up machine learning on the edge by 15 times. And perhaps even more disruptive is they launched the Ethos U55 processor, which is the industry's first micro NPU, neural processing unit. So when you combine the Ethos U55 with the Cortex M55, you get 480 times the performance in terms of running machine learning models on the edge. In addition to this, they've streamlined a lot of the developer tools. So for developers who are writing embedded code, digital signal processing, or neural networks on the edge, all the tooling is more streamlined there. They do have, imported nice libraries as well. So TensorFlow for microcontrollers is supported as well. So what does this mean? Well, this is going to greatly advance the edge AI capabilities in IoT. Edge AI refers to AI sitting inside IoT gateways, endpoints, or edge devices for applications like autonomous vehicles or video surveillance. And running trained AI models at the edge has a lot of benefits. I think the biggest opportunity in IoT for edge AI is going to be applications that have low latency requirements, poor network availability, or data intensive. So low latency, for example, is where decisions really need to be made very quickly out of the edge. You can't wait for data to go to the cloud, get processed, and come back down. So, autonomous vehicles is a good example. Poor network availability, an example of that would be, it's typically remote assets where coverage might not be that reliable. So it makes a lot of sense to put intelligence out there at the edge with those devices to get all that data and make those decisions out there. Data intensive is just where there's so much data being generated at the edge that it's just not feasible to bring all that data back up to the cloud. A good example would be video surveillance. So now you can start embedding your AI models inside cameras rather than sending that data up to the cloud. So this is a big move for ARM. We'll definitely be looking at looking out for devices that have these chipsets in them. And I think there's a big future as well for edge AI in IoT. These devices can do AI inference at the edge. These two chips. They don't support AI training at the edge. So AI inference is where you have an AI model that's been trained, built somewhere else, and then that trained model is put onto a device. So it's a predetermined, pre-trained model, and really the decisions that model can make are only based on the data it's already seen that it's been trained with. Whereas if you can do machine learning training at the edge, basically each device creates its own view of the world, and this reduces variance and bias in the model, ultimately creating a more accurate model. So as well as being more accurate, it'll have other benefits like privacy, for example. Maybe your data doesn't even need to leave your device to train a model. It'll speed up time to market on AI models as well. So this is where we think it's going next. So watch this space. So that's it for this month from me. Catch up again next month for more exciting developments in the world of IoT.